There are shows with psychics,
And there are shows with doctors.
but there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
And street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
in tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
Require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic.
and the doc. And it starts now.
Oh boy, we got a good one for you tonight. All right, here's the thing about this topic. Thank you all. First of all, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. Please don't forget, this is a live call-in show, 1-800-930-2819. That's how you get us. That's how you get on here. That Jessica picks up that phone. She's like, hi. Say hi to Jessica. This is about hibernating, this show. And I think, Mark, the question that you ask, and for those of you that don't know who Mark Anthony is, he gets to talk with people at so many different levels. And okay, what do I mean by that? You know, there are many levels of emotions. We know that thanks to Hawkins and others, but we also know there are very many cognitive levels. Then we also know that there are these other levels. There are chakra levels. And then there are the other levels. That's Mark Anthony, JD, psychic lawyer, psychic explorer. But hibernating, Mark, is interesting.
Yes.
Because I had, when I was younger, my own version of hibernating, only to find out that wasn't what I was doing. I was basically depressed, and if I could stay in a closet, I would have. I would have opened the closet door, which we had under the steps. I still love those now. Linda's got one. I can't wait to get in there and just meditate. But there's a comfort zone about that. And that's what bears are comfortable about, right?
Yeah.
You know, where do they go? I mean, what? They're in a cave? They're hibernating? Yeah. What are they doing? Oh, they're hibernating. Well, what are they doing? Well, hibernating. That's like not doing. This is a philosophy and a practice that if we do it well in the yin-yang balance of things, if we do it well, it works. But there's a point, isn't there, Mark, that we can cross over to where hibernating is more like suffocating.
Ooh, that is a really good point. Well, I see the you know, because a lot of people are probably like, what do you mean, are you hibernating? Well, we hibernate for a lot of reasons. You close yourself off, you go within yourself. Um, and hibernating can be a good thing. I mean, what a bear does, the animals that hibernate, their metabolism slows down, their digestion, gets very slow. They sleep a lot, and you hibernate to survive adverse conditions, which for bears would be the winter. But it can also be a very negative thing too, like you just pointed out, Dr. Pat.
Yeah. We all need it. See, this is what we're getting caught up now in. You work with people, I work with people. I've monitored myself, and I'm seeing hibernation right now, and a friend of mine that is way over the top, not hibernating anymore. I had a friend that was agoraphobic. Is that correct? Did I
Is
say
that
that
like
right?
kind of afraid of everything?
Afraid of coming out.
Coming
Yeah,
out, yeah.
afraid of coming out of the home. And that's when you hibernate to the point of you isolating. But today's show, as we're coming into spring, it's time to stop hibernating. Now, I don't know
Right.
the exact date that the bears come out and say, I'm back, but we have to find the strength to say, I'm back. What's
Right.
your take on hibernation?
Well, it's a defense mechanism. I mean, people that sleep is oftentimes a natural defense. When people are depressed, they get very tired and they sleep a lot. That never worked for me. When I'm ever depressed, I'm like wired and nervous and constantly in motion. But for other people, they retreat into themselves. And yeah, I'm not sure when the exact date for bears is. I mean, it's going to coincide with when there's available food supplies.
Right,
Okay. They're
right.
going to come out and then they're going to start foraging and doing what it is that bears do. But my thoughts on hibernation is there's a time and a place for everything. There
That's
may
it.
be a time, yeah, when it's okay to retreat within yourself. But when that starts becoming what your life is, that's when you need to say, hey, I got to stop this. I got to put myself out there. I mean, we had a caller a couple weeks ago, and she said, oh, I have a boyfriend and he hasn't called me since like November or something. And we were both like, what? That's not a boyfriend, okay? That's somebody that's dangling you on a string, or you're hibernating, you're denying the reality of the situation. That's not a relationship. It's nothing. And so in that sense, that would be negative. And if that caller is listening, we're not picking on you because it's easy to do that because you want this romantic relationship and you're giving this person the benefit of the doubt. Someone doesn't call you for a couple days, that's one thing, but a couple months, I think that's time to say that relationship's not hibernating, it's frozen solid, absolute zero, done, over with.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I was thinking about the show and I was getting ready today, and I'm working through some very important stages of my own life now. And I find them fascinating. I also find them um challenging at some point. But I looked up this theme, this hibernating theme, and I don't know what made me do it. I think it was your fault, Mark. Let me blame you because
Okay.
last week we talked about Nuremberg.
Yes, we did.
Oh my God, I watched that. Oh, oh
Wasn't
my
it
God.
great? Wasn't
Oh,
it a
oh,
great movie?
oh, oh. I can't even say enough about it. Um, so much we didn't know. So much we didn't know. But it made me start to reflect this week on time and seasons. And I'm an old school, back in the hippie day girl. Maybe what I'll do one day is I'll send Jessica my hippie picture and we can put it up. But I'm struck by the song by the Zombies. And for those of you, that is a group. They're not like the zombies today. I don't know why they call themselves the Zombies because their music wasn't that.
It
And
wasn't
they did
zombie-esque
it
at all.
wasn't zombie-esque.
It
But
was rock.
do you remember Time of the Season?
It's the time
Oh
of
my
the
gosh. Do
season
you
for
remember that?
loving. Yeah, that was a great
Exactly.
song.
Exactly. But the lyrics of the song are so powerful. And they're a little risque, and they were risque then. But, what's your name? Who's your daddy? I mean, is he rich like me? But they go through this. But the idea of the song is to talk about how we go through seasonal changes, how we go through change. Does a person give you what you need to live? Does a person give you what you need to love? And I think this song is so important, especially in a show like this, because that's what we do, isn't it? We
Right.
speak with people and they're going through these seasons, aren't they? And tonight is a very special show because we're inviting all of you to call in, aren't we, Mark?
We are 1-800-930-2819. So this is a call-in show,
That
and we know
is.
you're listening because we blasted it all over social media, and we
Yep,
know that you all know that we're here. So we are here to take your calls. And, a lot of people right now may be preoccupied and hibernating, and it could be because of the weather in some areas, or it could
could be.
also because spring break's coming up, and then we got the craziness with all the travel and the upset with the war, and everything that's going on. And sometimes when you look at the news, you want to hibernate. You know, you want to get away from all this negativity and distractions. On the other hand, I've always been of the firm opinion that denial is not just a river in Africa, okay? And if you deny reality, because a lot of people, oh, I don't watch the news, oh, like I'm so groovy and spiritual. It's like, well, then you got your head in the sand. And you need to pull the head out and realize that we live on planet Earth, and sometimes it isn't all that wonderful, but that doesn't mean we can't be wonderful, and we should do what we can to positively impact our corner of the world. And you can't do that when you're hibernating.
I know it. And you know what's so powerful about some of the lyrics that I grew up with, and you know, I find the lyrics today equally powerful. The other day, I did a short segment on rap and hip hop because I'm a girl from the Bronx, and I'm a girl from the part of the Bronx where that kind of, you know, music would have been prominent. And I also went to Plainfield High School where that kind of music would have been prominent. Y'all have to Google Plainfield High School if you want. But part of this is when we stop appreciating each other. And see, I think that's where we are now. See, somebody asked me the other day about the divisiveness. What did I think of being divided? And I said, what do you think if we just appreciated each other? Not talking about, just appreciate each other. I appreciate you for your difference of opinion. I appreciate my family, my friends. And if I don't agree with you or you don't agree with me, we can still appreciate each other. Because what I'm finding is the idea of loving each other is real tough nut now, right now, for people.
Yes.
Yeah. They've created such a divide in families that, you know, Thanksgiving, they're throwing the turkey wing at somebody. They're not eating it. But today, this is what we're about. We've got a bunch of callers. I know Robert's waiting on here, called in the other day. Linda said, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to go right to the phones. But think about your season. And what I mean by that is, what is the season you want to create? What is the season you want to create as we move from March into April? We move into the energy of that. And please, if you're like one of our listeners who called me the other day to remind me that the quarter of the year is over, we better hurry up. I'm still trying to make sense of that. Let's take a short break, Jessica. We'll be right back.
I'm Mark Anthony, author of The Afterlife Frequency. But don't expect a dry treatise. This book educates, entertains, and reads like a juicy novel.
Joining us today is psychic lawyer Mark Anthony. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I don't think there's another person on the planet anywhere who shares this guy's resume.
He's been on Coast to Coast, the radio show with me for years. He's a psychic lawyer, but he's the real deal.
This book also provides hope in coping with grief, crime, murder, PTSD, and survivor's guilt. The Afterlife Frequency teaches you my 4-step raft technique. Recognize spirit contact, accept it as real, feel it without fear, and trust the message.
Tired of feeling exhausted as a parent? I would love to help you with a new vision for yourself that is focused on intentional wellness parenting. My name is Aurelie Cormier, and I have over 40 years experience with complex cancer patients. I offer consultations, coaching, and educational programs for parents who want to boost their health and reduce risk of disease, especially cancer. For more information, go to aureliecormier.com.
Luvology is where your body remembers what your soul never forgot. I work with men and women who are often at the edge of midlife, who are done with surface level living. People who've built the life but still feel numb, who ache for something deeper, more presence, more truth, more touch. We work with what's been silenced: desire, shame, grief, raw pleasure, and the truths your body has been whispering for years. Using ancient practices, modern science, and yummy, delicious sex tools that awaken rather than perform, we reclaim what it means to feel deeply and live turned on from the inside out. This isn't about fixing. This is about remembering. This is conscious hedonism, rooted, real, and alive. If your body's been asking for more, you are in the right place. This is Luvology. Want to go there? Book a compatibility call at gwenamcarsley.com. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I want to welcome you to the Real Healing Institute. This is your invitation to my spiritual circles, where your energy is read, your life receives channeled clarity, and your soul is mirrored by others walking this path with you. Come and be seen, guided, and activated. These spiritual circles are sacred containers, personal energy readings, channeled guidance for your life, and a conscious community where insights flow and souls remember who they are. Visit therealhealinginstitute.com to sign up.
Oh, God. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Psychic and the Doc. We have got to take the conversations that we have during our break. We got to make them outtakes. Before we go, and Robert, we're going to get right to you. Before we go to the phones, Mark, please give everybody an update. What are you doing? Where are you going to be? How are we going to find you? All of the above.
Well, I got a really exciting thing about near-death experiences, dying and living to tell about it. It's an online conference, and it runs 24/7. So if you go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com, go to the calendar events, you can sign up for it. And with three of my colleagues, Susan Grau, Jeff Driscoll, and Jacob Cooper, and we all talk about different aspects of near-death experiences.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. And also in June, I will be one of the keynote presenters at the Society for Scientific Exploration in Denver. And then in August, I'll be one of the keynotes at Helping Parents Heal. And at all these events in Denver and in Phoenix for Helping Parents Heal, I will be doing spirit communication as well. And of course, every Thursday here with Dr. Pat on the Psychic and the Doc. Find out about all of that at afterlifefrequency.com. Dr. Pat, what do you say we go to the phones?
Yeah, let's go to the phones for those of you out there. And again, I want to give you the call-in number tonight, 1-800-930-2819. Jessica, it's all up to you.
We will go to Robert first from California. Robert, welcome to the Psychic and the Doc.
Hi, Robert.
Thank you.
Welcome
Hi,
to
Mark.
the show.
Hi, Dr.
Hey.
Pat.
Hey,
Hi.
Robert, how can we help you?
In the last few months, I've lost a sibling and also a lifelong friend, and just wanted to see if there was anything you could tell me.
Which one's the
sorry.
yeah, I'm very sorry, and sorry,
Yeah.
Dr. Pat, I didn't mean to interrupt. I got a female energy coming through. Was one of them a female?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Wow. She was having a lot of issues going on in her chest and her breathing. I'm getting like real difficult labored breathing. Now, of course, prior to people passing, they have difficulty breathing, but I'm getting a pronounced sensation. And also with my throat, there's this constriction in the throat, constriction. And I don't know if it's a dehydration or some type of inflammation, but there was some type of constriction in her throat. And also, I get a sense of declining. She knew that she was going to be passing. And that there's this numb sensation in my lips, my tongue. So she could have been having some neurological issues, but this could also be medications, and that would tie into the declining, the mental clarity issues, and then also the breathing. Does any of that make sense, Robert, with the female?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. Did you talk to her not long before she passed? Because the reason I'm asking you that is she's presenting to me a discussion that the two of you had, and it seems like it was prior to her passing, maybe just a couple days. It doesn't seem like it was right at the time she passed, but it seems like right before that. And the word she keeps giving me is hope, hope, hope. Now, obviously, hope is a very important feeling, a very important aspiration, but she keeps saying hope, hope. Does any of that resonate with you, Robert?
We The hope part does. We hadn't talked in a while because we live far apart.
Not even a phone call?
Not a phone call.
She keeps talking about a conversation the two of you had prior to passing. Let's just let that sit. Let me see what else she wants you to know. Hold on. She said that you have had, and she means this in a very positive way. You tend to put things off too much. And she's not criticizing you. She said you tend to put things off, put things on the back burner, not because you don't want to do them. She said, but when you're confronted with heavy duty real life situations, a lot of times you want to put those off because you want to wait until you're ready to deal with them. And she's explaining to me to convey to you that you have to realize that ready or not, you have to do this. And she's saying that, Robert, no one is ever ready to deal with the pain and the difficulty that you've had to deal with. Okay. The other spirit is a male. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is interesting. He's popping and he shows me chisels, like a CHISEL. I think it is, chisel where it looks like a giant nail and you take a hammer and like ching, ching, ching. And he showed me the Roman numeral 7. Now this is interesting. 7. 7 could be the 7th of any month or the 7th month, which is July. And what that could indicate, Robert, is a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event connected you or him or someone close to either of you in July. But the chisel, unless you or he does some type of woodworking or sculpting, but I'm open to suggestions on what chisel means to you, Robert.
It is relevant because right now I'm sorting through a lifetime of tools, some of which we shared, and one of those tools that's laid out on a big table right now is a chisel.
Holy chisel, Batman. Wow. Okay, so that means he knows you're doing that. And he's glad you're doing that. He's happy that you're doing this. He said because tools build the pathway to a new door in your life. Mm. Wow, what a beautiful message. Mm-hmm. Beautiful message. So Robert, I think it's probably very emotional for you to go through these tools. Yeah. But he's telling you to look at it differently. Dr. Pat, what is your take on this?
Oh, there are two, because there were two people, I believe, that came through. Was that right? I mean, that's my interpretation of them. I want to go to the second, and then I want to ask you a question about the other. They're related in my mind. From a psychological perspective, they're related in my mind. I don't know if you heard us talking about songs and time for season, but I was struck the other day by the lyrics of Sounds of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. It just came in out of nowhere. Like, dude, like, how old was I? But it didn't matter. That was the song I lived by because I was a depressed kid. I grew up in a time that we were battling each other. And I went back to the lyrics, and the lyrics are very interesting because everything that they wrote applies to today's world. And there's two things that I was struck by. One, what are you planning to do with the chisels and the tools? What's your plan?
pare down. I used to have several locations, and that's why there's a lot of duplication. So
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
putting together 2 kits, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything else will go one way or another. I haven't decided.
Okay. And can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
When you think of your other friend, what's the most precious thing that comes to mind?
Laughter,
Mm-hmm.
big, unrestrained laughter.
Mm-hmm. Did she have anything, did they have anything to do with service or youth, young people?
Yes, she was
Okay.
a college professor.
Okay, so I need to give you something. When I grew up as a kid. My dad was a mechanic. It was great. I also learned how to use a lot of tools from Linda's dad, which I would have never learned to use. And they became a form of therapy for me, using my hands and using tools. I love chisel. I love wood. Honestly, if I had some place to build me something out there, I'd be building. I would never come in the house. So what I want to have you think about is these two things are related in my mind, and I would love for you to find a place, whether it's a youth home or whether it's a camp or something, where young people are learning restorative tools. We have a host on the show, who does nothing but restorative and social and spiritual justice for youth that have been incarcerated. So I just give that a nod, if you don't mind. You know what I mean by give it a nod? Give it a
Yeah,
nod. Like
yeah,
before you like pitch it out or give it to somebody who's not going to appreciate it. Find some of these schools that don't really get funding anymore. Car shops are not getting
yeah,
funded, mechanical things are not getting funded. But if there's a way for you to
yeah.
donate that, I think that's the tag team between these two.
I think it's a great idea. I had not
Yeah.
thought of that. I thought
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
different charity, but this is a better idea.
Yeah, yeah. Our school budgets have been cut so badly. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
but there are a
yeah,
lot of youth programs. There are a lot of programs where to have what you called a set, you were going to put them in sets. To have a set of tools, awesome.
yeah.
One more thing,
Yes.
Robert. Now here, I'm going to get pushy now. Ellen calls herself the pushy broad from the Bronx. I'm the second pushiest broad. Um, are you skilled in using the tools?
No, I mean, use them throughout life as
Okay.
a non-professional, and
Okay.
had, yeah,
Okay. So I'm just going to leave you with this. Somehow I get a sense you're skilled. I don't know why I get that sense. I could just see you with the chisel. But think about offering your time to mentor. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wide open,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
No more
Yes,
hibernation.
well,
Thank you, Robert.
okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
both.
you.
Oh, hey, Robert, real quick. When I was getting that 7, the Roman numeral 7,
7.
there used to be some old logo or TV they would where there was a chisel. That was the image I was seeing. It was Mark 7. I know my name is Mark. So is there a other, not me, but somebody else connected to you of significance by the name of Mark?
Yes.
Okay, and who is that?
A friend of 50 years, and I'm his daughter's godfather.
Okay. Okay, is Mark on planet Earth or in spirit?
Planet Earth.
Okay. The message is watch out for Mark. And it's not watch out as in, oh my God, there's a problem. It's like watch out. Keep a watchful eye
Yeah.
on Mark. Okay. I'm sorry, Dr. Pat. I didn't mean to cut in,
No,
but
I think that's great.
spirits are like, you
It's
got to
great.
tell them this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I got one more message for you. The other metaphoric way to look at chiseling, and I don't know why this showed up for me. Carl Jung, Mr. Psychologist Jung. That was his hobby. dude. I have a great picture of him with a chisel in his hand and a hammer. And I always thought
Wow.
metaphorically they showed that picture because of you've got to chop away the things you don't need anymore. But if I think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Jung, he's carving a pathway for something so expansive and esoteric that it's hard to put words to it. But see, that's the other meaning of chiseling, especially in the world I live in. You know, I use that term a lot with young people. I ask them what they need to chisel out
Mm.
of their day. And then, of course, I get the smart aleck, you mean, you don't mean chisel, you mean shizzle. You, Snoop Dogg. So I get a Snoop Dogg impersonation. So I just want to leave you at that, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you both. That was very generous of you. Thank you.
You're
God bless.
welcome.
God
Thank you.
bless you.
Shizzle. I can't even do it like Snoop.
I'd say we keep going, don't you?
Let's
Don't you
go,
think?
Jessica.
Who do we got?
Yep, we'll go to Denise from Utah. Denise, welcome to the Psychic in the Dock.
Hi, Denise. Welcome to the show. Hey, Denise, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Did you guys actually get any snow? I have a friend in Denver said they got no snow this year. Was that you all too?
Yeah, we hardly got any at all. It looked like
That I heard.
spring, and my son snowboards, and went maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
So we
my
didn't get
heart
any
goes
hardly
out.
at all.
I'm telling you.
Apparently, all the snow went to the Northeast.
Yeah, it really did.
I know.
Believe me. Yeah. How can we help
And-
you
yeah,
tonight?
go ahead, Denise.
Hi. I was just wondering if there was any messages for me, but I just wanted to tell Mark that I saw you on Ghost Adventures, and I think you did like a phenomenal job. And it would be so cool if you could be like a regular guest on there every episode.
Well, thank you. Please call Zach Bagans and tell him
Yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah,
it
If I
was
have
such
to-
it was such a pleasure working with that team, the whole production crew, everybody with that show. They were just great. It was. The location we were at was spooky and scary, but the folks that we were working with, it was just awesome. So,
Oh, good.
I'm picking up on a very maternal energy. Now, by maternal, it doesn't necessarily mean your mom. It could be a grandmother or an older female that had a maternal influence in your life. And what I'm getting with her is really sweet lady, very kind lady, and sweet. I'm also tasting a lot of cookies and sugar, so she definitely had a sweet tooth. But prior to passing, I'm getting this complete mental disconnect. Now, this could be dementia, could be Alzheimer's, could be medications because of pain, but I'm getting a mental disconnect and a dizzy disorientation. So, this lady, she was going, through life and as sweet as can be, both personally and in every way, and then there was this decline in a state of stagnation. By the stagnation, this could indicate that this mental impairment, this mental cloud was going on for some time prior to her passing. And then when she did pass, it wasn't a big surprise to the people around her that she was going to pass. It was only a surprise that when she passed. In other words, she seemed like she was doing okay, but then I get this leaning back as if in a chair and exhaling and drifting off very peacefully. Do you recognize any of this?
That's my grandma.
Okay. What's with all the sweets? And yes, everybody's grandma makes great cookies and stuff, but man, she is making me taste. I'm tasting, it tastes like shortbread, like that Scottish shortbread, and I'm tasting like butter cookies, sweet butter cookies. It's like this little cookie with this like the candied cherry in the middle. So I'm getting a couple different cookies. Anything there makes sense.
She loved sweets, and she was a good cook and loved to bake.
Definitely. Well, it's coming through loud and clear here, and she's laughing. She's real sorry. She's really making me crack up. She's talking about Christmas fruitcake. And she goes, even I didn't like that.
Oh, that's so funny.
God, all right, there's got to be a Christmas fruitcake story in here. Interesting. I'll tell you, if she made fruitcake, I'd probably want to eat it because she would do it with orange juice. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Now she's shifting over to give you a message. All right, she's focusing on your left hand, and all the tips of your fingers hurt. So something's going on either with your left hand or left side, or something where this if this isn't physical, this is some type of metaphor. It's like you're clawing or pressing things. It's like you're trying to claw your way out of a really difficult situation. And she said you feel like you're spinning your wheels, but she said the reason you're spinning your wheels is because you're taking the same approach to your problems. You've got to change direction. Instead of resisting, go with it, and then you'll find your way around this problem. That's a weird message. Dr. Pat, does that make any sense to you? Because this seems like something you'll be able to figure out.
Yeah, I'm going to hang on to the left hand thing, if you could, for a minute. I love that reading, by the way. I think that what a hoot. And by the way, I just wrote a note down, orange juice and fruitcake. Maybe then I'll like it. But actually, I'm one of the people that I love fruitcake. Okay, that's just me. I couldn't wait to get it. But I want to talk about the left hand. And I want to ask you, the left hand is associated, everything mostly in scripture, the right hand of this and the right hand of that. No, the left hand is the feminine energy. It is the subconscious. It's the intuition. Do you follow me, what I'm saying about that? It's known as the yin side, right? Yin, yang, it's the yin side. And it's linked to, it's usually, I'm going to say usually, because I don't like to do this whole global thing. It's usually in reflection, inner reflection. So what the heck have you been thinking about yourself? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, what's weird is when he first said my hands and something about pressing on fingertips, or this might not be it, but I have acrylic nails and they're long and they have like rhinestones on them and designs. They're like blinged out. So at first when he brought up fingertips, that's what I thought she was referencing, my nails. But then when he said more about it, about like using the same approach and I have to learn to go with the flow, about like problems around me or things like that, that's completely true about like what's going on right now. And I do need to learn to go with the flow and not be so like, and not strict, but like trying to like control the outcomes of things going on around me. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah, Mark is right about it, because the bottom line with the left hand, it's your receiving energy. And ain't no way you're going to go with the flow. There's no way you're going to go with the flow if you're not going to be open to receive the energy. It's your receptive hand. Now, can't wait to see those fingernails. Like, are you like my buddy Shakari Richardson, fastest woman in the world? But what I'm trying to ask you about is, there are some cultures that this is about spirituality and what your emotional intake. So here's my question. You don't have to answer it on air. Are you taking in too much emotion, or do you need to boost up your spiritual practice? Because you cannot go with the flow until you learn to let go.
Yes. Well, I've been, I meditate a lot, and I'm in courses for mediumship in 2 separate courses, and I'm in like 2 development circles. So I've really gotten into that this year.
Yeah, it's not that. No.
So
here's the thing. I'm going to be really gentle with you. You have to take those courses. All of us, Mark, me, we all study. But this is about acknowledging your receptive, energetic, inner universe. See, the left-hand message is seriously important because, look, I studied something for like 3 years, and I was holding on to my past and holding on to some just crazy stuff, and I never got it. And I thought I was hopeless. So what I want to say to you, it's about the subconscious mind. When you take these classes, please allow yourself to go deeper within. Don't take a superficial approach to these, because you're not cut for it. You're cut for the deeper stuff. And what I think this is saying is you're managing your right hand right now, the right hand path, right? Conformity, order. The left hand path is about esoteric, you see?
Yes, I totally understand that. You guys are like both spot on. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Abbott and Costello. Yeah.
Thank you.
Psychic
You guys are
and the
my
Doc.
favorite.
Psychic and the Doc.
Yes,
Thank
I
you
love
so-
this
thank
show.
you. Thank you.
Thank
I mean, this
you.
is awesome. Hey, you have a bright future. You have a bright future.
Thank you.
Don't let anything hold you back.
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much. I love you guys.
Welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Many blessings. Oh, do we have time for another
I think I
caller?
was just talking to myself when I was talking to her right there.
Oh, you were.
Isn't that fascinating about the left hand?
It is.
It's fascinating.
It makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know
Jessica,
in my sport?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
in
ahead.
my sport, we play with two hands. People don't get it. They think table tennis is a sport with the hand in the right. No, the most important hand you have in table tennis is your left hand.
Really?
It's how you serve the ball, how you throw the ball up to serve the ball. It's fascinating. Okay, that's just sidebar. Jessica, who do we have?
Let's go to Janet from Connecticut. Janet, welcome to the
Hi,
Psychic and the Doc.
Janet.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, and
Good.
I know
was
you're
wondering
still.
if you could-
I know, Janet, you're
Pardon?
still shoveling out in Connecticut, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. I was wondering if you see any spirits coming through.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Janet, this is really weird. But I keep hearing Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin. Oh gosh, this is going to be a weird but cool weird message. And we got a male energy coming through who is connected to you. It feels like through your mother's side of the family, up 2 clicks, meaning 2 generations. So this could be a great uncle or a grandfather. And this guy was funny. He kind of reminds me, there used to be a comedian eons ago, Red Skelton. Red Skelton, Rumpelstiltskin. He reminds me of that. And
way to go, Mark.
Yeah. And he was funny, and he spent a lot of time with you when you were really young. Does any of this make sense to you, Janet?
Not really, but it could be an uncle or something. So I don't know. I lost a lot of male people in my life, so close relatives.
Do you have problems driving?
Not really.
You laughed. Why did you laugh?
Yeah, I was just going to
I
chime in
learned-
right there.
I drove. I hate to say this, but I learned how to drive in California, and there was a few years. I drove a few years without a license before I got a license. I can drive pretty good.
Okay, let's revisit that question. Did you have a problem driving? Now, driving while license suspended or non-existent is a crime.
No, I didn't.
Having been a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney, judges take a very dim view of that. And cops,
as a teenager.
Cops never have
not
it.
like.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
There's no expiration date on spiritual messages, Jan. Okay. So this guy, he really does feel like he could be your maternal grandfather. And I'm also getting something with his eyesight and vision prior to passing. So I don't know if he had blindness or cataracts or glaucoma, but I'm getting this distorted sense of vision. Now, what does he want you to know? You keep saying too many medicines, too many medications, too many medicines. Now, hold on. That does not mean stop taking prescription medications, okay? It could mean over-the-counter stuff. What's going on with medications?
Nothing. I have none at all. I don't take any. I'm healthy.
Who close to you? Who close to you? is
Oh,
taking a lot of
I,
medications or kind of like
oh, I
over the
don't know.
counter medication?
Oh, I don't know, but it's not
There's
me.
well, I understand that, but there's somebody close to you because they're talking about too many medications. Okay.
All
Now,
right.
and what's going on with the business deal, the contract, the business deal, the contract? They keep showing me a whole bunch of paperwork. Is there some type of business or contract or negotiation? There's something going on with you in the business sense.
No, not at all that I know of.
Yeah, there is. There is. There's something with, you got to realize a business or a contract, this could be insurance, an insurance policy getting renewed. This could be a lease. This could be a lot of things. But there's something,
Uh-huh.
you're stalling. You're stalling. Is there some type of business relationship or deal that you've been putting off? Or decision, maybe?
Yeah, I do put things off, but I'm not involved in any kind of contracts that I know of.
Well, that doesn't mean that you're aware of it right now. See, when spirits bring up messages, they can bring up things that haven't happened yet. And that there's something coming up and it's going to be in May. Keep your
Uh-huh.
eyes open, and what I'm getting is do your due diligence. Just don't sign it. Okay. The other
Hmm.
thing they're talking about is travel. Travel. They keep showing me the Great Lakes region. Now, the Great Lakes, that's the Midwest, and that could mean maybe you've been there at some point or you have connections there, or maybe you're thinking about that, but I'm seeing the Great Lakes. All right, anyone connected to you live in that area, or have you been there? There's a connection with you in the Great Lakes.
I don't know anybody in the Great Lakes. I know everybody down the East Coast and everybody out west, but no Great Lakes.
There's something about the Great Lakes, and that would be Chicago, would be one of the main cities there. Let me see what they want you to know about that. There's something coming up in May that's going to involve some type of business, or it could be a company or corporation, excuse me, that could be based in that area. Okay. Now, let's put that off to the side. What is the thing that you're the most concerned about right now? In other words, why are you
I'm just
calling
wanting.
in? Because
No, I
people say,
wanted to
I
know.
just want to hear from spirits, but that's like saying, okay, you're going
No,
to
I
drink a
want to
glass of
know.
water in the next year. If you have a more focused question, we can get them
Okay,
to
I want to know.
respond.
Yeah, how next month I'm gonna go, like in relationships and stuff like that.
Okay, a very popular question. And there's the Great Lakes again. Aha! So perhaps the person that you're going to meet may be in
Uh-huh.
in the month of May, and maybe that person is from or has a connection to the Great Lakes area. You see, when we get messages from spirits, everybody expects it to be like Alexa or Siri or Google, where you get an instantaneous answer. But you have to realize that we
Uh-huh.
are communicating with another dimension. And many times
Uh-huh.
the messages that come through don't make sense simply because they haven't happened yet. So
Uh-huh.
yes, there is that. And I know you said you were real healthy, but they show you outdoors, outdoors, outdoors. Are you real outdoorsy, or do you like doing activities outdoors? And the reason that I'm saying this is whoever you're going to meet is going to have a similar outdoor interest, or whatever it is that you like doing outdoors. That's what I'm getting.
Right. I don't like to sit around. I like to be outside all the time.
Yeah, so that's the type of person you're going to need. And, outdoors doesn't necessarily mean you have to go rock climbing or, skydiving. It could mean, hey, we like going for a walk or doing hikes, but that's what it is. And what I'm seeing is the person you're going to meet, it's going to be like it's some group event, some group outdoor type of event activity where you got to put yourself in the circles, the social circles of people that are like you. Okay. Interesting. They show you, they meaning your spirits show you picking up a book, reading a few lines, putting it down, picking up another book, reading a few lines, putting it down. do you have a hard time sitting still and reading a book, or are you one of these people that are reading several books or several things at one time?
No, I'm just a super busy person. I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so
Okay,
I'm
so
busy
that
all the
that could be what that means. Yeah. Okay. All right, but what I'm getting is you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So, what type of outdoor things do you like to do? What type of outdoor, if Dr. Pat were here, she would say, what type of outdoor activities or clubs do you like or do you see yourself in?
No, I like gardening. I like going for walks on the boardwalk, stuff like that. So that's what that is. So I'm just out there. I keep myself busy. I don't want to be cooped up in the house.
Okay.
So that's what, yeah. I've never been a homebody. I guess that's what you could say.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm getting is you're going to have to start making an effort to join some type of organization, clubs, could be a walking club,
Yeah.
a gardening club, something, because that's where you're going to meet somebody. Doing what you're doing now isn't going to lead to that. So you're going to have to
Uh-huh.
change things up a bit. And plus it'll be fun. It'll be fun for you. So that's the message. Well, I want to thank you for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for calling in. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer. This is the Psychic and the Doc, and we'll be back. We'll be back next week and every Thursday. So just go to my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com, and you'll see how to tune in to the Psychic and the Doc. Messages from spirits are not about control. Spirits come through because they love you and they're here to guide you. A lot of people will say, like, what are the spirits, what are they going to tell me to do? They're not here to tell you what to do. They're here to guide you. They can show you paths you should consider. They know a lot more than we do. So when they do give you options or they do show you something to consider, take that very seriously. But when it comes down to it, it's your own free will. And that's the gift that the divine has given all of us is our individuality and free will. There's a day we're coming into this world, a day we're going out. What we have choice over is what we do with the time in between. And making the best of each day, doing things to improve yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, helping the people in your family and friends, making your corner of the world a better place. Dr. Pat said something recently that if we want war to end, then we need to end the war within ourselves. Now, think about that for a minute. When people are conflicted and angry and are loaded with desire, frustration, revenge, that's an internal war. Makes for angry and aggressive people. Angry and aggressive people start wars. When's the last time you heard somebody like Buddha or Gandhi or Mother Teresa starting a war? All those people, they went through very difficult lives, but they came to a point of inner peace. The war ended within them, ergo, they did not want to engage in war. And we can do this on our own personal basis. Bring peace, inner peace to you, to those around you, and that is how you take the first step to making the world a better place. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer. You've been listening to The Psychic and the Doc here on the Transformation Network. We have many wonderful shows on Transformation Network, and you can tune in every week and every day. There's the Dr. Pat Show, there's Mary Ellen Popick Show, there's several shows, and they're all about positivity, uplifting yourself, and finding enlightenment, but also enlightenment, which is the light within. Once again, I'm Mark Anthony, JD Psychic Explorer. Please visit my website, afterlifefrequency.com. Sign up for my newsletter, sign up for a reading, find out about my upcoming events, and I will see you next week. Many blessings. Namaste.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.